There's something about teenage girls that terrifies us, not just in horror, but in culture, in memory, in mirrors. We fear them because they're growing into something powerful and because they remind us of how fragile we were once, how violent it felt to become ourselves. In stories like Yellowjackets and Raw, horror isn't something that happens to these girls. It's something they become, something they wear. These are stories of survival, of hunger, of transformations no one warned them about. In this video essay, I'm gonna assume you've already seen one or both, so I won't be recapping plot points in detail. Instead, we're diving into what these stories mean, what they say about girlhood, fear, and becoming something monstrous. In Yellowjackets, horror begins with a plane crash, but that's just the setup. The real terror is what happens when society disappears and the wild inside them wakes up. The wilderness becomes a mirror, reflecting their fears, their hunger, and their buried rage. The group builds a hierarchy. They form rituals. A queen is chosen, a girl dies, a meal is made. Each action is both survival and sacrifice. But maybe the most terrifying part isn't what they do out there. It's what they carry back with them. The girls didn't just survive. They become things they feared, and those things are still alive inside them. In Raw, Justine isn't in the wilderness, but she may as well be. A brutal veterinarian school, a new identity, a sudden awakening inside of her own body. Her transformation is quieter than the Yellowjackets. No screaming queens, no frozen corpses, just growing, aching hunger, and the realization that her body is no longer hers. It bleeds, it bites, it betrays. Puberty as a curse, womanhood as a wound. Both stories place sisterhood in the center, and they strip away its softness. What's left is rivalry, envy, a love so intense it curdles into violence. In Raw, Justine's older sister, Alexia, is her guide, her warning, and eventually, her enemy. In Yellowjackets, the bond between the girls shift with every betrayal. Power is passed like secrets. Trust is deadly. These aren't just teenage friendships. They're rituals, tests, sacrifice. Sisterhood is beautiful, and it's brutal. In both stories, appetite is the metaphor. Hunger is never just about food. It's about desire, about craving things you shouldn't. Attention, control, flesh, freedom. It feels like society teaches us to fear girls who want too much. But what happens when they stop suppressing the hunger? Both Raw and Yellowjackets reject the idea that femininity is passive. These girls bite back. And in doing so, they scare us. Horror has always been fascinated with the monstrous feminine. But in these stories, the monster isn't some ancient curse or a mass killer. It's puberty, it's grief, it's identity, and it lives inside them. They're not possessed, they're becoming. There's a deeper fear beneath all this blood and hunger, and it's not death. It's the fear of being too much, too angry, too emotional, too hungry, too loud, too intense. Girlhood teaches you to shrink, to apologize. But these stories ask, what if you didn't? What if you let the hunger in? Let it change you? What if the worst thing wasn't becoming a monster, but realizing the monster was never separate from you? That all along, it was always just a girl, unfiltered, unashamed, and finally awake. Maybe girlhood was always a haunting, a body that didn't feel like yours, a secret no one could explain, a transformation with no way back. And in stories like Yellowjackets and Raw, we see that horror clearly. For once, not a monster chasing the girls, but the girls becoming something more. You were always meant to be this, and maybe that's the haunting part. Thank you. If you find a strange comfort in horror like I do, please go ahead and subscribe. If you have any weird, obscure horror films, go ahead and recommend them to me, because that is the stuff I love. Until next dive.